Blackberry slot. Hey, an idea or no say Alhaji Dr. Mamadou Bawumia. Well, because it's possible. Shadia, any possibility kura a certainty. Yes, a Blackberry ship on idea. A Alhaji Mamadou Bawumia. Nensaka, and it's a Kenyan observer, and what we say a buy. Or say inflation rate falls sharply to 45%. 45% when you're some becano. What's it got inflation? It's 45%. I've fallen sharply from 50 something to 45%. Now, the find that the Obokrata and also the buy. Ghana confirms invasion of dangerous new mosquito breed. I say a nay, Mia Patrick Kuma Buaje, Adauroma 27 for Nona, a year Bishase, Hinakon Champona Kwasi, Yedina Wachidano. Doctor, Wankasa, a year Ukontihine, and that's a BNT. I when I bet na Mamma Dutch, I bet someone name, into continuous war real. Bra, na a year 27 for no. Na bra na yenyin na na champona Kwasi and Fetchley. Now, what say? Ghana says, and Tontum different be abamua, and Tontum will no Yamaku say, a year a hanai, and the war Ghana has say, and Tontuma hanai, and the Bias Ababe count, and Tontuma hanai so no, dear what day a year, and Tontum Ebano, and the malaria bano, or your bad time. And Tontum no di malaria about your bad time, or also two and you non do a cheat, and Tontumi pass you doing Yanson, or two and you non do a cheat, or your bad time. Kitty. That was about time when the Fufras Puemo and Ghana Health Service air country. Daily graphic, and one also what they buy. IMF bailout 3 billion lands in May. I say a year IMF unsensemimu and a Maswa, a Kalari, a Dumbilla, or the free Washington buy. I say a year Usumi a dear Nimu dear. I let us say Yansaka Scanwani. I the Cotonima Busmeno. They say you force Busmim. It your Cotonima Busmeno, a Dacrono dear, or Sisicano, a bedraining. I feel Muntia Ghanaian time say. But say, Ghana expects a year IMF loan approval by June. Hey, Abra remember a bit here. Yep, clear communication. Tie. In the face of uncertainty, ya na fe no unhunu de wo ya ho. In the absence of clear communication, untimi ensi ginaye. This says when timi enhunu won totoye, e bia wo kura da bia no obeyira e wa kwantim. Na IMF yi yakọ ye nyina ya wa tweneyem. Say ye hwehwe program bi e de free IMF we ho. Amma mrashobedwafo bi mpo ani bere so se eye soafo a wo hwe sika asam ne totoye so no yenyini guran firi ho amma munsam a ba ye kire se Ghana mampanyini se oh muntwen ni yenkonkwa ye budget ni nwie na bibi e friend appropriations bill no yenle na fe so no aye IMF fo no yenhwe a kire asam ye nsa beka sika no na no na in say 30 months no yebetimi 36 months no yebetimi ehun say ya achieve balance of payment support na and this stability ebebre o man ni sika 7 ne ntotoe ya wa atweneyemu ani ebeka kire say staff level approval ya saka ani ebo se ani say ye tutomuo si ye kwa akopɛ management and our board level approval no eno na ekɔwie ye sika sam se de sitie wani ye de yaka wo mo soso wo mo nsɛm wo mo bɛka ami ye srɛ so ye de dwato akora ma German si German ambassador di dwato ade abrɛ wo me di dwato abrɛ se kwesrɛ so mamia afi na wo soso no sabiaku ubɛbɔni mu tokro abɔni mu tokro abɛbɔni mu tokro se ye minister fo dodo no kra no mu Germany ho kra no mu do aso se ne ye ɛso o mu ni sa minister fo ni bi oh dwato na wo kɔde amaye no ani mu tokro a wo bɔne ye no afi soso mo ntetete no ma bi so ɛje ɔka ye wuni bibi ka sabi una wa chi da fo mo China for ye koye ba China for say yo and say dwato nya ko afere ko ba say woni ya Ghana dede ye ka no IMF managing director be kan say monhwe na mompe ansampa bi enka nkire Ghana afere ye bete ne say ye kwakura se ye kwakoduru eye Washington na ye kwakopem wa ye de aba I did the big announcement ne de aba say Ghana yetimi anya IMF ntutuya no sa fe de ye wiemu nsem na sikapuduo se 3 billion US dollars a wo mo de ba a che se yen ye koye de ko ka se ye hwehwe no eno no mo so behwe de aya amaye afe de tie find that the Obokrata or say IMF board approval expected in June. Find that no and we can say find that so no. Don't forget the finder no a editor no a very knowledgeable gentleman Ebis Dako. When you dia worker find that no so no a finder no wura no so no or minister awa and you know we should take it say find that a reliable dependable sources and what they can say I feel the state owned newspaper no also the truth accuracy every day a year daily graphic since 1951 Ghana's a year consistent daily our buy what's it saying IMF bailout 3 billion lands in May assemble again assemble the year can abrev maden emeyatete enfan tomi baba so tetia samwa daily graphic ikon daily graphic is say IMF bailout 3 billion lands in May sources and what they can have nanaya kuntunkun oforiata what they a nimfonni abetua and afedie obey tongue say ye beka asem afedie ye nyina wa tweneyem and into Paul kan ye no say in the face of uncertainty no in the absence of clear communication let us afey ye hunu ba bia de fufuo ekwakobo find that say IMF board approval expected in June. And I find that the baby of Fribo find a very knowledgeable editor and a so from a year of his dark. I know I perceive your body man no woody. I'm saying, hey, one so would you up him, sir? And I feel graphic is over was say IMF bailout 3 billion lands in May. And the where's June? Where's May? I ain't Ghana's most authoritative news paper. The Ghanaian Times. What's it saying? Ghana expects IMF loan approval by June. It is here no. Find that any Ghanaian Times. Ejina fan. Find that any Ghanaian Times. Omujina fan. Omujina say IMF approval in June. Aina graphic is also say in May. Afi TA. The headline experts. Lango fuwe no. Piti eye baby and samba penso. Daily Guide will never get it wrong. Daily Guide no so no eja wa twi break no watete baby achi on kasa tintiri bia on gogwa bia onyimu anu onyimu Daily Guide na betimi aka we akire wo o say Ghana IMF bailout approval close. I love these guys. O say Ghana IMF bailout approval close. Oh no o say just akakiti bi it was a Daily Guide no wa pe baby ate you when you hedging, just what hedging. So, Uncle Kama Edinia, no, I've always told you. So, a headline expert, the baby and samba pencil, at a no more or donna has a yana no more, a form honum, and send a knee, and me 2 women somewhere, or my jet dankasi, abeta. I say, my hammer runs from do or die comment. At least, you know, what hedging, or say Ghana, I am a bill at approval. Close the way. And now, you can say, do we have clear communication? Do we have clear communication? Say Daily Graphic reporter no over Washington DC will be Ghanaian Times. The new reporter no baby or what? I'm going to page 20. Or no, why a report to my Ghanaian Times? Now, who say in the absence of clear communication, how can we plan? How can we plan? Yenya clear communication. Yenya clear communication so there. And then yemwe no so na. Ghana expects IMF loan approval by June. Finance Minister. Ghanaian Times so and a quote to Finance Minister. So no. Was say Ghana expects the International Monetary Fund Board to approve 3 billion loan by end of the second quarter of 2023. Minister of Finance Ken Oforiatta said in a presentation yesterday. In the end of the second quarter, don't baby it. Into or see end of the second quarter, no. That is the second quarter, no. A year, April, May, June. It is a year, second quarter, 3 months in a woman. April, May, June. And yes, do we have clear? Is or can say by the end of the second quarter? Is it June? Is it May? Is it April? Who has to give the clearest indication yet? Who has to give the clear communication? Say it here so that we'll be better me planning, so that economic planning for us to better me ayo majuma. Now, hankwan etisana government communication. Kwajo upon kroma. Minister for Information. Owa hene. Enye kwajo enna Ghana mampanyini ni IMF managing director kasaye. Awa kachire eye finance minister say mini IMF managing director kasa na ko na ne ko yen hyehyɛ no nya kwajo upon kroma na be kachire yen. Enti Ministry of Information enne kwa mudi hyehyɛ apopra ba Ghana today. Adenti and the Ministry of Information as per Ghana today in hyehyɛ put me my clear roadmap. The diakoni na obi be planning a wetimi planning. Mumma planning. Mumma planning any mu ewa Ghana. Na yenya speculation. Ye bi ono ma speculation hurts. Speculation hurts. This economist one be catch there say the obi speculate here. What are the inherent dangers? Nipa bebre rely on such information and no man decided what to do next. It is yenya clear communication. Now, in the absence of uncertainty, in the face of uncertainty, in the face of not so clear guideline, obiya be yedu ope. Asem crazy o mamu, ni etiti radio sway. The ye huna semono paribaya, afe no be a kebi. No be a kebi. No be a kebi. Na ji akwa akosi beebi a enye ho ene susu si abese yekọ. Afa kwani e befa so a ye betimi afiri beebi a ne epese yekọ no. Aba efie no na ye den. Enti going forward, they say emu odene ne yetoto ye hwehwe recovery dia. Clear communication. Na ye nyina ye hunu de ye. Na Paul trode de okan. O say ye hunu ade na ni so dia eye honhom konkron no na ekire ye de yenye onyankrupo atwa di amponso oye honhom ye hunu enenti o ma ye clear communication if you say ye abode ye dem nyina amase usuneti need 100.9 Mami both inside Coventry Oskani Debrevi Afe of Westminster University, Richmond Kwabena aka Obasanja of Greenwich University, Amanda Pia of Kent University, Ernestina Frifa, aka Pandam of Brina University inside Osbridge, Joel Duncan Kofi, aka Junior Master P of Canning Town, Nana Kuyada Akua, aka Lady Kiss of Wembley, Nana Krama, and Yubwano Osubekun, both inside Wolverhampton, Nana Masiedu, Sapon, inside Renham, DJ Couscous, inside Greater London, Emmanuel G. Star Frimpong, aka Nigaji of Bracknell, Mr. Aya Amon of Plumstead, Coffee Stone, inside Manchester, Florence Jebi, aka Yafua of Flo's Kitchen, inside Camberwell, Love Brifu of Nottingham, DJ Nesta 101 of Woolsden Junction, Orlando Dibaba and Asante of Asante Barbers, both inside Camberwell, Janet Opokuya, inside Hackney, Isaac Asabwa of Bermondsey, Florence Robin, aka Flo, and Stanley Bobo, Cindy Osei, and Hannah Tete, both inside Fountain Heath, Nana Sly Corte, aka Sly Popo of Walthamstow, a champion Berima, aka Odishieba Trigger of Taunton Heath, and Patrick Osaji Fubuadi, aka Nasei, inside Milton Keynes. Wafa, may God find an eternal home for Honorable Anthony Osei, Honorable Anthony Akoto Osei. Oh, such a fine brain, PhD in econometrics. Wafa, please kindly wish Mrs. Adom in Pennsylvania, USA, happy 40th for me from Dr. Eunice Mafu and the entire Mafu family. Needs 100.9 FM so any. Now and Friday, April 14, 2023, and the time just about gone. And our time here saying it's just gone 12 minutes past 2 in the studios this afternoon. Ura Musa Dankwa, the post there. There's a papa. Executive Director, Global Info Analytics. and na osan ye poster na me ka se be bubu ni degree na me wie ne na waba aye ne no atrase data musa dan kwa ye mo atrase
Go so opening.
na ohumpo eso etesen eye na wie yi ufri juma na obey. Oh, good. Global Info Analytics company no yete ne breben ya 19th March 2019.
Yes.
In a year incorporated Global Info Analytics. How many directors? 2 directors. Na 2 directors no. More expertise, more speciality, anything.
Okay, account, but get more.
Why you mom this church?
Yes.
Accountant. Strong.
Into this church.
Oh, good. And about so yeah.
And miss me. I'm thinking some information accountant. Me a chartered accountant, all right.
Chartered accountant.
Yes, but me my focus is on projects,
Okay.
investment, and a risk.
Okay. Risk analyst.
And geopolitics.
A geopolitics. Oh, the risk analyst, you know. And there's a quite say, insurance sector, nanka, risk management, and as actuarial science. Just with me share to me say the risk of this thing coming here, we're getting there. Oye. Now, more corporate offices, more baby tea, and answer more bedroom.
In your bedroom, office for actual.
More office for Hachu. There's a corporate edifice. I will be between who say
Yes,
Global Info Analytics, home office in here.
Office.
Now, more presence electronically, so at the same.
Your Facebook wall, Facebook, Instagram, and worldwide.
Now, at the time of incorporation, you know, who catch the registrar general say, more objects of incorporation, anything.
Market research and
then I'm catching market research and public opinion pool. Okay. Staff strength, saying.
At the moment, there were about 100 volunteers across the country.
100 volunteers across the country.
Yeah. And at the head office, for about 6 staff, or what do you call them, consultants. More office for. And you were temporary staff at the moment, there's 7 office for. And you worked another temporary 45, and now 50, I think 55 in the field right now. One kind of say we go.
Himself, you cry, and we been kind of guessing. It is a medium scale entity.
It's a small, but we run it in a way that we look big.
A local presence, worldwide.
Absolutely.
Oh, global. The more affiliations be.
There were international partners. Some of them I can't mention because
business reasons, industry secrets.
And almost no political research, global company. Nkanino, na Ghana Hunsema, Oframa for telephones. I feel Omojai. Buy and change directly. Inti the able to ja Ghana for no. Ni biana de mawom.
Na omo assess it.
Analyze it or assess it in their own way. And what is happening? Inti said the fake one baha. Na the genuine one come home. Compare say eka won Ghana no. There no e da mawom. It is in our interest. Make sure say we are absolutely correct.
It's not just a need and that's a solution for an issue, no. Void, you know, and a global info analytics. Affiliates are void.
Yes. Because you could bear testimony says since independent, we have never had a company, private company, I'll say in election period, every 90 days, a poll that been see group by the first. No, I mean,
tell me more. I can make your claim again.
Me see, there hasn't been any company, not a think tank, not an NGO, no company established in this country in doing or has done what we are doing. Periodic public opinion poll in the interest of
periodic public opinion polls in the interest of the public, more or less public spirited individuals and a public spirited legal entity.
Debbie, we have what we call corporate social responsibility. Some companies be who schools ema nkwala. Bi who help orphans. We have chosen the public opinion poll as our part of the corporate social responsibility.
It will be the same share scientific journals, right? Now publication ne bar, you see it be to say peer review amongst someone who consultant be doctor be professor be YAB team be from this university. He says now say another team independent of this team as also a review normal independent comments about it. Yeah, a we are global info analytics. Do you get peer review?
Yes. In fact, there are people in this country that are very competent in what we do. And one of them reviews our report and make sure say it is consistent, it is accurate, and that we're not being speculative. Same thing as the man so in my main trainer on release mommy and son of the amount.
We go through when you told me, say
yes,
peer review no onyan hwemu wie anu nti na mentwen ohwemu wie a
absolutely
na de abreme
absolutely
and na misusu sen konkonsa kaka na media susu dia ahomache na de breme na jese sa time no America for no nya nai
heavy
peer review no recently is done in the US.
Yes.
I will the same konkonsa fa cheme next time catch me kan obi awai right afi ma menhwe yani owura Musa Dankwa na ekasa na ono na oye one of two directors for the global info analytics na osan ye poster sai say oye director of an incorporated company no na anya eye expertise in polling in oye poster no na omo the current ayi e de aba na current year omo e de buy the post omo de buy no eno ho na anopai awie yaje agina mu ya ye ka ehon ensem a ede eba 102 pages of a year consolidated a year polls a year national survey to the national opinion poll governance primaries and general elections April 12 2023 na ma yehwe ra Musa Dankwa sa poll ya national opinion poll yi edie na reasonably more expect say e be achieve data na wo dia to abonte no edie na chese butaye be ni simo mischief be na ebe kio
yeah ejuma ye no we take some of the spirits from the US. We share America and there. Even though Biden Castle Virginia 20 and Kamala Harris on Castle also be compete in 20. But US process no almost there mock polling but match up. Oh, so Trump na against Biden na fine amount for Chiromadi. Harris na against Trump fine ena nka umbetwama omo Chiromadi. So Osha, what we are trying to do is simply say Ghana for say why not do one more per se obedi o manim. Now, it may maybe I made way a pair mercy. Also open different person. Anti super different person. But without opinion poll no, me who wadwin, ono so me who nadwin, ono so enhu madwin. So we tend to not know what is going on. But yeah, opinion poll now. Also, oh, tanya me nkwana me see me person mercy. A man for more, let's say, Tamale say on person mercy. Class say on person mercy. No, we are able to understand ourselves as a country. So, oh, we need a man for doing across the country. Anya me nkwana. And no, ebie, the kwama ubie what is going on. Transparent democracy. No surprises. It also mean no. Rumuha, the kotoa bar, at attack.
Ekotua ba. Mayare ekunipa bebre. Cardiac arrest.
Because into me baby abano ebeko. Exactly. Aboso there. They know say this party has a better chance than this party. Until you can manage your own expectations. Oh, the poll nature say party and I feel unbewini. Into some more hakwana main fan mu say we the ABA any. So that it doesn't come to you as a surprise and kill you.
One managing
expectations. Thirdly, Omo invest in political venture. They will know. There was some for people who are almost discard koha, the koha. They sponsor both parties. But normally the winning party tend to get more. So the poll helps them to allocate resources. Oh, my way 5 cities. My way 2 cities because them win but was
the late BA Mensa na 1979. There kwa abanumo no. And BA Mensa ba say Oma Bitusubi. And a year producers catch and say a year Adaroma. Put the ma a year Bitusun kwa na wa ma obey. Put the American ma Jano, the other ma Bitusuno, Timumino, never family mine. And Oma Bitusu 100, and Oma a year Leman 50. Eventually, Leman buy. It may be a better toy be and be a mensa, name for him.
And hedging.
Hedging, no.
Hedge your bet. And another reason is that we get requests from investors. They want to make decisions now into the future. Then they ask you, who do you think is likely to win the election? So we have to, from today, able to tell them, so from the data we have seen, this party or that candidate. So that they don't have to wait till 2024 to make that decision. But every time we are a poll, we update them, so kakra, but we assist, we will have, so that they can be in tune with what's happening on the ground on a regular basis. You hear that data.
Enti ni nyina emu no. Data na global info analytics every 90 days. Mo de beto no. Mo si amfanya den.
I think Ghana for political parties themselves, more research team, more data analysts. They know what they should be looking out for in that data. Not in that data.
Data na global info analytics the abeto no.
Yes.
We a data analyst.
Yes.
We are research officer for the party. Who de wunnim de womu.
Absolutely.
Na say we obi to say me amedofo Sandra Banafo so dia. Ubeka say we lotto forecaster.
Little focus.
Sandy, one way you. Although he's not a researcher, he just needs attention. It's like a lotto forecaster. He looks at the times and season, then he will just write a report and come and gain media airwaves. Yeah. But unse as yentimi enyin mu say scientifically no obi betimi I'm making a projection.
You see, and yes, something that we are used to as Ghanaians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this country for long enough. When I was young, I was very active in terms of international issues. One of the people I used to follow strongly when I was growing up, Ben Efsin.
Yeah, Uncle Ben.
I'm not Efsin's file, BBC.
From BBC Times.
In fact, I have been, look, in 1990, I was one of the best BBC listeners in Africa.
Mm.
I was very young. I was much in tune into global issues. So we have people we have followed over these years. Polling and something that we are used to in this country. And because those who have done it in the past have not been consistent with it. And some get it so much wrong. And it's not an issue to have your polls wrong, because event could overtake the polls. But your methodology, it says, if I see in a year, if you pick that methodology and you go back to the field and repeat the same thing we did, you come to the same conclusion. That is what makes it scientific, and not what people say with their mouths. You see, and Ubekaya, the start here, we had attacks all over the place. Doctors, professors, but in the end, because in the circumstances that we find ourselves in, our methodology is the best we can have. And we are confident, sir, we are doing the right thing. That I can assure you.
Send it. Used to.
It's very difficult before you accept it. Maminka is a been show. There's a gentleman in UK, a friend called Ashcroft, the Lord in the House, one of the leading conservative financiers, and a pollster.
A pollster?
A pollster, yes. Ashcroft. The poll about Bantia, Omunkasi were conservative. They know, sir, he uses acceptable methodology and approach. It doesn't matter who he is, the data speaks for itself.
In the circumstance, why are you qualified to appreciate data, global info analytics, and
I think they know themselves, because in public, some of them speak poo-poo about it, but in private, they read it like a Bible.
You got me off as saying an Adrian to a Shry FM.
Yes.
Kumasi. He's so engrossed in it, and will beat in jobs. The other one start the way they are two, and then he puts out one comment. Minimum dear, and an Adrian to a lecturer, educated up to master's level, was minimum dear.
We put enough there for people to see. Many people don't see anything in there.
But is it easy to analyze data?
It is not easy. It is not easy. It's not easy. You must have the mind to mine the data, see what you are looking for in that data. Because the same data we put out there, that will go to the NDC people, that goes to the Alam campaign, that goes to every campaign sees the same data, but they will react differently because it depends on how or what they see from that data. Absolutely. You see, you can barely lie with data. You'll be caught.
You can barely lie with data.
You'll be caught. I bet you.
I bet you.
Those who know data.
Your data police.
Those statisticians.
Statisticians.
Who the two are? They will know where you are fighting.
Oh, to say, be a statistician.
No, show figures.
Show figures.
He will know.
Methodology is one of you. Oh, statistics, many and you wonder.
You will know.
Your friends, I mean, lecture, Leicester University, a clean super. In super, it is a many and you, I mean, who done a year statistics, no, a quantitative methods,
and yeah, company, we open ourselves for scrutiny. We don't do anything in secret. We believe in our transparency. Exactly. So if you want to come and sit down with us and see our data, we can call you in. Come and sit down, see our data. And when you use Excel or BI, we use polling software. I talk from Israel.
Hey. Yes,
our partners, part of the IT are from Israel.
Sophisticated.
Yes.
Software.
So you see, that is why we have not been afraid about losing our data. Because we know, say, our data is secured. It's in safe hands. Yes.
I'm a server, no?
Our cloud in
the server no cloud and me hacking into it.
Absolutely not. Okay, your website it is not linked to our system.
Just, manipulate
there's nothing there.
Just a screen so the open no.
Yeah.
Oh.
So our partners are in Israel. Our systems is secured and in the hands of the Israelis.
Hey.
No, because you see, we serve international clients. Or no, or more how secure would be his data?
And person who know partners.
Yes, so
that is in a letterhead crana, our bankers crano, Unyaka or bankers here, Barclays Bank and just Aquano, OBB.
Any job we want to do, what besides say, fire GDPR IMRA. Means we are compliant with the European Union data protection regulations. And also, so our partners give us that certificate, support whatever we go out there to do.
Okay, clear way, FMA. Did you peer review? No, is it an entity who does the peer review?
We have one person that does the peer review for us.
So anybody is correct to assume, say, you submitted, say, one person did the peer review.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the young kuya ni ma betum buase na event metimi inti how can one person reviewer and how accurate would the one person's review come to bear on the work?
The work we do is not based on opinion. Any opinion. Facts from data. Did we extract the data correctly from the system? When the person reviews the data, is comparing what data to what we have put. I did the same.
That is Global Info Analytics open to getting more than one person, say up to 3 persons review the work?
And we are
our choice. Or say,
yes.
My brother ADAKABRI, my friend Dr. Frankie Asari Donko, or US. He has a keen interest in what you do, and a keen interest in what happens here in Ghana. He was a very prolific writer with the Ghana Daily Graphic. Whilst he was in Ghana, but then no be more or less, no, he's a consultant. Okay. I'm looking forward to the day or you I'm invite and say or to London so now pretty for you here in Ghana. He's a great guy. I mean, and a very handsome guy.
No, you see,
okay. I say my brother ADAKABRI, if I get Mr. Musa Dankwa correctly, he said his company's work is peer reviewed by one person in the US. With all due respect, how can one person review a piece of work and you claim the work is perfect? With the publications we do as academics, they are subjected to peer review most times by 3 different reviewers. On this basis, would Mr. Dankwa agree that they need more than one person to review their work, make it more credible, as one reviewer is not adequate to give full credibility to your work? Dr. Frankie Asari Donko.
I think he's right to some extent, because most of the work they do, charity or NGO works. No private company or intelligence company will take their work for another person to go and review that.
Industry secrets.
Industry secrets. You can't just do that. Some we are academic worker, and academic for public good. We are a private company. That's why we are a company limited by shares. And we work with companies that have own secret keep. We can't just put everything out there for peer review. So there's a bit of limitation there.
Okay.
Yes.
So in one breath, you're also looking to protect your work.
Exactly.
Because dishonesty is also a key point.
Absolutely.
Okay. At least he makes a suggestion.
Oh, no, yeah,
at a point you find it necessary.
No,
directors will resolve to do so.
Exactly.
Right. At the how does global info analytics, how do you formulate your questions?
You see, questionnaires are from using experience and also broad reading along that subject and making sure it is simplified, that there's no ambiguity in the question when you go to the field administrator. For sure, there's no polls that I have not read in the UK and the US. And we tend to learn a lot from them because they've been doing polling for the past 100 years. Now, but yeah, we have our own unique challenges. We have to domestify it or make it a bit domestic. The sense that people must be able to relate to the question easily without further explanation. So we take our time, craft the question, and test the question in the field trial before we come and finalize it. Over time, we have realized these are the standard questions that we need to ask every time. I always ask. Those don't change.
And you are adding up. An interesting bit you added up this time is about the swing regions.
When there are interest in certain aspects, national issues, after them. And the swing regions, we've been doing that, but we haven't had the chance to really put them in the report like we did this time around.
Yeah, isolating.
Yeah, exactly. We do that every time.
Our
our system can just select anywhere and then run a report. Yes.
Your system can even select whether there's happiness among staff in the despite media.
No, we do employee engagement survey or employee service. Yes, companies. That also
in this country.
Yes,
the company may want to find out.
Yes, we've done that.
What are the views of their staff?
Absolutely, yes, sir. We've done that in this country. So many companies here.
Amongst the Ghana Police Service. What's their view of themselves?
That would be interesting.
Yes, analysis. What's the view of the employees of the Ghana Police Service of themselves?
That would be very interesting.
Inspector General Police Dr. Kufu Dampare Mechia baby Ubia Asna Mechia a district officer of the East Legon District Ghana Police Service, the Superintendent of Police Vera Yensu Tibera Mechia Papa. Right. Afe Yegusua Yewrem. Na Rana Yewrem. How did you arrive at Greater Accra, Central, Western, and the Northeast as the swing regions?
I think previously it's been Western region, Central region, Accra. It kind of swings. No party holds it.
The mystery region, Central region. Obi Antiminya President Abra won't win the Central region. It's a MPP, parliamentary MPP lost out Central region. President Akufo-Addo won Central region and thereby became president. That makes it the mystery region.
So these three, we realize it's a known fact. There are regions that swings. No party claims those regions. But recently, we've added Northeast because it's becoming very tight since Baumia became the running mate for MPP, so on and so forth. So we've put Northeast part of the swing regions. We have, to us, 3 and 4 near swing regions.
I hear that to know. Now I had to say the one party, the then 3 northern regions.
Yes.
Northern, Upper East, and Upper West. And now with the advent of 2 other regions, Northeast and Savannah, Ebebe now Dr. Muhammad Baumi, school free Northeast, keeps it a kind of a flavor beer. You want to find out. And in that region, MPP won by 10,000, another won by 10,000 votes over John Dramani Mahama. You ask yourself, say, either to John Dramani Mahama would have won Northern region, at this time round with the Bawumia factor, Nanado wins to 10,000 votes, but it's won the region. Okay, all right. So now, global info analytics want us to believe 4 swing regions.
Yes.
Okay. Me move away from the normal way I'm saying, and now say, men swing region. Because it fascinates me. What is happening in the swing? Do I find out what is happening there? Do I come back or do I go the normal? Okay, my young call swing regions. Let's go and find out more. Because our swing regions, are very key, especially when you are deciding who represents the MPP as the flag bearer. You have, say, 3 key persons that global info analytics have thrown out there. Within the MPP, Dr. Bawumia, Alan, and Ken. Outside of the MPP, all voters, Alan Shrematin, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, Ken. So, either way, Ken, and Dr. Bawumia, and Alan Shrematin. The swing region, what is there? Because we analysis of Sahara means, Dr. Bawumia, a stake in the northeast. Incidentally, I mean, Papa, if we northeast one. Then the case of Kennedy Akompre Japan is from the central region. So antecedents be so about bedroom and Asante, right? And then the case of Alan Shematin for 75% anti and 25% anti. So in effect, or a central region and now assign a war a Asante region. What is happening in the swing regions now? What about any responses now? Let's look at it and see whether we can tell a story more than what global info analytics is telling us.
Now,
what do
so we are looking at the MPP primaries with regards to
the swing regions.
Swing regions.
Very interesting to the extent there. As in the case of the NDC, it's more or less fait accompli with a presumptive.
And that's why we don't spend time on their race. And
that is not to suggest to say you are downgrading them.
No.
But it's like just competitive.
Yes.
So, as you see,
as you guys, something that's not newsworthy, you don't report on it.
But you are not suggesting say one more newsworthy. You're very important.
Yeah, very important. But there is no competition there. I'm for new also too much. So sometimes
you would accept that.
Almost at 30 for me.
It drew because when within the MPP it throws out Bawumia, is it 39? Chiramatin 37, Ken 23. So no, it's more or less 3 horse race.
3 horse race.
They're very, very important. Akwam, we will be a mechiao. We open a boom nowadays. But people a boom nowadays. That is Igano. Oh, Randy. Papa, I'm almost there. Spring regions. In the spring regions. Hey. Now, in the spring region. Okay, right.
The ocean national elections, general elections, near primaries.
And your primaries.
Primaries near page 50.
Okay, I'm 92.
Far ahead, you are in general elections.
And general elections, 58 of the 102. 102. Any global info analytics for and you said the time not yet to no biase. If you say what the boom kakraka sano, beard and headlines by. Yeah, then and if it didn't be a dazed. If you need to breaking news, I'm saying there must be breaking news. And then you want to see breaking news. Now, guys, I must say, hey, I mean, 50, okay, I mean, 58, without a different you. I mean, 58, who lead MPP age?
The any bra wedim kakra.
I
No,
mean,
go down.
I mean, 92.
So in 92, just about after that age group.
Okay.
Okay.
MPP primaries, regions, all voters. I've got it.
Yes.
And that is 59 out of 101.
Okay. Now, Osha, we have all voters.
All voters.
Isa almost say, who would you want to lead
In all the 16 regions.
all the 16 regions? Among all
the
voters.
over 5,800 voters. That's why you meant to write, I have region. And that's one.
Yes, and it should be AHR. Sorry.
Okay, I have region.
Yes.
It's in a half region. You are saying, say, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia garnered 33%
of the votes.
And Alan Shermatin garnered 26% of the vote. And Kennedy Akompre Japan 12%. Then in the Ashanti region, Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia garnered 34%. And Alan Shermatin 43% in the Ashanti region. And Ken 19%. Then in the Bono region, DMB 46%, Alan Shermatin 24%, and Kennedy 19%. Then in the Bono East region, Dr. Bawumia 36%, and Alan Shermatin 35%, Kennedy 19%. Then in the Central region, Dr. Bawumia 15%, Alan Shermatin 40%, Kennedy 41%. In the Eastern region, Dr. Bawumia 19%, Alan Shermatin 45%, Kennedy 27%. Greater Accra region, Dr. Bawumia 19%, Alan Shermatin 44%, Kennedy 30%. In the Northeast region, Dr. Bawumia 78%, Alan Shermatin 21%, Kennedy 0%. In the Northern region, Dr. Bawumia 51%, Alan Shermatin 43%, Kennedy 4%. In the Oti region, Dr. Bawumia 28%, Alan Shermatin 44%, Kennedy 22%. In the Savannah region, Dr. Bawumia 57%, Alan Shermatin 17%, Kennedy 20%. In the Upper East region, Dr. Bawumia 69%, and Alan Shermatin 16%, Kennedy 7%. In the Upper West region, Dr. Bawumia 33%, Alan Shermatin 26%, Kennedy 38%. In the Volta region, Dr. Bawumia 33%, Alan Shermatin 38%, Kennedy 10%. In the Western region, Dr. Bawumia 53%, Alan Shermatin 22%, Kennedy 14%. In the Western North region, Dr. Bawumia 43%, Alan Shermatin 40%, Kennedy 14%. Then I catch that.
Yeah, strength. Plus, yes, Kennedy is very strong in the region, very formidable in Accra, very strong in West region.
Come on, the Kennedy party.
And no region 20%. So maybe a group up to 20% be not bad.
A beer to me scale 20% or more piano.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yes. And at the moment, 20% have region 7%, Central region 41%, Accra 30%, 22%, Savannah 20%, or West 38%. So I mean, not bad for new entrants into the race.
So now we know this. We go back to go to the swing regions. 102. No? And at first we should having looked at all voters. No?
MPP
members only
across the region.
Prefer to say MPP affiliates only.
Voters.
Because in certain
membership
quarters,
is different, yeah.
In certain quarters they reject it. Yeah. I remember Bianco Yahweh.
MPP sympathizers.
MPP sympathizers. Right. With the MPP primaries regions, MPP sympathizers, the voters are saying, the quarters, no one favor or they don't mind. One favor of MPP voter Bianco Yahweh. Because they will even need the permission of the General Secretary engage any poster from Global Info Analytics. Right. I see. With the MPP affiliates only and MPP sympathizers only, in the Ahafo region, Dr. Baumia, 25%, Alan Chematin, 25%, Kennedy Ejapon, 25%. In the Asante region, Dr. Bama Baumia, 40%, Alan Chematin, 46%, Kennedy, 12%. With the Bono region, Dr. Baumia, 60%, Alan Chematin, 14%, Kennedy, 19%. Bono East, Dr. Baumia, 44%, Alan Chematin, 38%, Kennedy, 16%. In the Central region, Dr. Baumia, 21%, Alan Chematin, 47%, Kennedy, 30%. In the Eastern region, Dr. Baumia, 24%, Alan Chematin, 40%, Kennedy Ohine Japan, 32%. In the Greater Accra region, Dr. Baumia, 19%, Alan Chematin, 41%, Kennedy, 38%. In the Northeast region, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, 89%, Alan Chematin, 9%, Kennedy, 0%. In the Northern region, MPP only, Dr. Baumia, 51%, Alan Chematin, 43%, Kennedy, 6%. Oti region, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, 42%, Alan Chematin, 35%, Kennedy, 19%. Savannah region, Dr. Baumia, 94%, Chematin, 0%, Kennedy, 6%. Then in the Upper East region, Dr. Baumia, 81%, Alan Chematin, 14%, Kennedy, 2%. In the Upper West region, MPP only, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, 20%, Alan Chematin, 60%, Kennedy, 20%. In the Volta region, MPP only, Dr. Baumia, 62%, Alan Chematin, 19%, Kennedy, 5%. The Western region, Dr. Baumia, 48%, Alan Chematin, 26%, then Kennedy, 17%. Then in the Western North region, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, 51%, Alan Chematin, 31%, then Kennedy, 17%. In the MPP only, no? Who does what where? Populous areas, you know, as a Chematin comes in. And in the northern areas, you know, except Upper West, Dr. Baumia comes in. So when you are faring in the populous areas and you have other explosive fueling in the northern areas, remains to be seen. Red no blue no savannah no na mesre empenifo mienu bi. Boniface Abubakar Sadiq and a Kotuma. Omo na mesre. As a mua majusu and the dear Juma Shamonsa. It commander.
Ye hitting candidate.
And ye hitting candidate. The campaign coordinator, Boniface. Deputy campaign coordinator, Kotoma. Na muamu upper is muamu savannah no. Say that here dear. I'm looking at how the Martin will be looking at them. The commander, the way day. Could there be any reason why Abu Jinapo?
Yeah. This poll is about what voters who are MPPs or MPs
are responding.
So say only who visible in the field you will not resonate with the people. So even though you are meeting delegates, you can't go quietly. Okay. So you have to make yourself visible. Even though you are meeting delegates, but men go quietly. You must make your presence visible. So once you are there, I mean, so yes, he's getting the crowd, he's getting the vibes.
And Ken also head into the constituencies now, as opposed to the Mateno in the regions now. And the now the Ben Wobaha, Ken now is in the constituencies, and Chemate is in the regions. And Dr. Mamad Baumia, the clearest indication yet it's possible.
On starting now starting.
I thought it's possible. But no,
but a lot will change when it gets into the heat of it. Now, present local level, engaging people, only delegates. You see, almost if feel say just delegate numbers, no, then focus on delegate. Whilst you are being delegate, make yourself known. Also, I think it is very important to say visible. They can't just go and be delegate, not engage other voters in. Very important. Perception is very important. They have to be seen to be out there. Can't just go and meet the. Because once you are able to catch the eye of the public, once you are able to delegate,
Mamma says, "Na yanyi break kakra na yemra me wura swing them at the swing figures." Aye.
List ni nie enyo beto to de me baba no ho ade no hwem so betumi a asew na obeka ya jontuma miensa duku potomanto this way chocolate drink na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne this way chocolate drink na kan sia asew udan kwanu tumu ho me be mo anu nsu hye kura de aka ho wo de wapi ho o ka sa batete edafom wo this way chocolate drink
kra cha be pe baba ware yi
asew
ye fi ase this way chocolate drink ya sori anopa no ne yenom ye be hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho anu ne ye de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti anu a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agya to se eye
cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized
feel different. Think special.
They need 100.9 FM. No be the message and say, I don't know, I diet, now. What could break now? Mr. Mo do maybe was it to me echo a break. It me. Facebook Live for no yeah. Comments and pillar 2. Was it Dr. Alaji Mahmoud Baumia? Ehuri Edikan. That. Anyway, regards to Honorable Kupinyako, incoming Ukakwe North constituency. We both watching and I say. Akuma neighborhood Kumasi. Osiguta, please tell your members to reduce their prices because inflation has come down. Greetings to Honorable Amua Ewuku MCA Akuma Wabija Saf. Yao 6. Osi wofada kabrini we are saying anything. Aye, bibi has say anything. Correction, we anything. So that Yancy no. Or chile don't Yancy chile what do oh, okay. Or do me pa oh, yeah, 6. I'm papa of us. KK Kaswa American Town Kinky House. AK Hawaba. NDC must stay in opposition for 47 years because they have nothing better to offer. And or they buy. Sandra Benefo and Oka say, he is not a researcher, he just need attention. It's like a lotto forecaster. He looks at the times and sees it, then he will just write a report and come and gain media airwaves. Musa Abatual. I say, a man who has done a tremendous job cannot be questioned on whether he can do it or not. AM has once upon a time named as the nation builder and infrastructure maestro. Because of his prudent policies, he promised to double his efforts on a second term as a president of Ghana. I trust his credibility, and I'm encouraging Ghanaians to trust him. AM is coming to rescue us, inshallah. Abu Abbas, ADAKABRI, you are disturbing our ears. And I say, Abu Abbas Nebio, ADAKABRI, you are too old for this childish. Pashe Zenge, I say, good afternoon. Christian Kaswa, I say, I'm +1 today. Happy birthday to myself. Why are the Taso and I, KK Kaswa? I say, look at how we are dropping votes in the Volta region. Also, look at how we are dropping votes in the Volta region. Since JM started leading the NDC, because he unwisely removed Professor Awuno as chairman of the Council of State, disrespected J.J. Rawlings, and got Stan Dogbe to be paying people the likes of and others on social media insulting Rawlings. PM also wickedly abrogated the construction of the Eastern Corridor Road through Volta to the north, which has been finalized with the Chinese government by President Atamils. All the people who used to insult Professor Atamils became close allies of JM immediately after the death of the Prof. And the JM, MPP has won the Huawei seat in the Volta region and planning to win another one if care is not taken. Let's be honest, nobody hates JM. He's the one who hates the NDC, so is destroying the fortunes of the party for his selfish purposes. Let's change JM and we shall win 2024 hands down. Ena Ode Ebaye. Cornelius Youngson. Alan all the way. Ena Onososono. The Nipakwanya NDC young. Ayo, wate, trema wate. Right, yes, Uncle, back to global info analytics. I am penning for no ewaha. Musa, Dankwa. Sremo, you baby on purely political issues near Kikako. You baby so near Kikan 70 be be a social issue. It's set. Yeah, but now say near yard, dear swap. Slow. And penny for so a flow moment better say no. Here did the queen in his own right. Yeah, they were and pay attention. That is not fair. So, dear, now, but now, would that then cut it back on say, you be dear, and I was say, dear Tim, the Eshas. Baby, I was a dear, and I will be also dear Tim, the and Bebem. One can say, church was publicly, we are. Who could fear later, no one could be a page, you know. No one say, a dinner no more can't me be a type what him the decoy. On the end of the Biamataka, which is people better so the diatemono. Ubeka question on that, like Nifu Nam, once and the goof. Answer so now, as I say, obiet with the diatem, no, did do attempt. And you're fair. Yan elevate no man kakra. Why? I did be why necessary. I did I can win yat him to the baby. I just a dear and a bit more to be. I be encourage you that will be type what him did. I'm here because you'll be going to want the other nothing. And so the nature say, are you used to any attempt did? Strong. It's yeah, friends, young share and no money be a kakra. Why? Now, when you're in your juma, when in your one, you have a choice. Abele, do your thing, eh? I feel me uncle a year 92, no. I mean, young uncle swing regions, no. A hono as a more day 90. Yes, we're almost there. Okay, swing regions of Greater Accra, Central Region, Western Region, and the Northeast. Actually, much laying in Tia, our 4 regions, and our 4 almost say a yes swing region. In Tia in the swing region, what you've done, a year AM versus DMB, AM versus Alan Shematin, AM versus Kennedy Japan. Gives us an essence of Omunina performance. The league just 4 regions, I say swing regions. So within the MPP, we're looking at who can perform better in those swing regions. Into the can share. Oh yeah, first of it, DMB, the JDM, analysis of national and swing regions. So you look at the JM national figures and the figures are in the 4 swing regions. And then a DMB in the national figures and then the figures in the swing region. Right. This time round. Yeah, we'll be to me a theater and I'm in your mouth.
Okay.
Now we'll comment it.
Yeah. Nationally, Pamia 38 among all voters general election. And 55% among all voters. And 10% say who zoom down into these 4 swing regions. Pamia is 30. Is 50. Someone else conclude say John Mahama is forming a national average.
When it comes to assessing figures in the swing regions, with that of the 4 swing regions now, the average opinion for the 16 regions, when you do the average for the 4 regions now, he outperforms them.
Exactly. Which not be normally.
Why would you say the case normally?
Swing regions are what we call the tight near, very close.
Competitive.
Very highly competitive. So normally you should perform lower in the swing regions than the national average.
But
but this time around, the polls is finding it much easier
in the swing regions. Yeah, that we look for why. But for now, it is looking at it the way he outperforms his national average. The swing regions, when we look at the figures with that of Dr. Bawumia. So, can you make a comment about Dr. Bawumia, the performance at the national level and the performance at the swing level?
I think Usha, the reason why he's down significantly in the swing regions can be explained by two regions: Greater Accra and Central Region.
Greater Accra and Central Region.
These regions are pulling him down.
Just last week, the Greater Accra Fushe Okachrom said, you can't get to the presidency without Greater Accra. And the Greater Accra is the route to the presidency.
Because there are about 4 million voters in.
He mentioned it.
Yes.
It has the most populous delegates in the presence of the Greater Accra regional minister Nokache. And then this pool is telling us that Greater Accra is pulling him down. So he garners 38% nationally, but 31% in the four swing regions of Greater Accra, Central, Western, and the Northeast. Okay. Now, you share Martin so into the mic.
Okay. Because of Alan Martin, the story is not different.
Not different.
It's not different.
Generally. Among the MP before.
Well, we are all voters. JM against Alan Martin. Nationally, Alan on 40% in nationally. And Mahama or 54% nationally. But in the swing regions, no, Alan is only down 32%. 38. And Mahama is only up, in fact, it doesn't change, 1%.
It's a marginal.
So the swing regions for Alan is almost identical to the national average.
Okay. Swing regions for Alan identical to the national average. And swing regions to Dr. Bawumia comes lower. Significantly lower. And Tomahama outperforms the national average at the swing level when he's viewed against DMB.
I mean, the margin is quite big, but in terms of where he is, there isn't much difference because against Bawumia,
he moved from 55 to
59. 59%.
That is 4 percentage points.
Yes. In the case of Alan, he drops to 55%.
Which is, I mean,
almost 1% higher than
he comes down.
Yes.
Okay. Then Kennedy average nationally 38% against Mahama's 55%. In the swing regions, Kennedy is 32%. Comes down 6 percentage points. Then
Mahama goes to 58%.
3 percentage points up.
Higher than the average.
How do we interpret it?
It means that if Kennedy is the candidate for the general election, the margin will be wider at this stage in the central region, the national average. Even though of the central, but he's not gaining enough to make him a very strong candidate in the swing region.
Just under the middle, just by 40, 45 on 40, 45. It's not enough to propel him. Okay.
At this stage.
If we look at the MPP, with swing average of 31% for Dr. Bawumia. No, rather, swing average at DMB 31% for the swing, isn't it?
Yes.
31 for Dr. Bawumia, and then 38 for Alan, and then 32. So in the swing regions, amongst the MPP one, much more tighter, perhaps. Because Dr. Bawumia 31, Kennedy 32, Alan 38. And the swing regions are Greater Accra, the most populous, Central region, the Mystery region, Western region, that perhaps pulls up Dr. Bawumia, but he garners a lot in the Western region, both national And
Alan doesn't do well at all in the
Western region.
Yes.
You begin to ask yourselves, Katrina Fiku, what is she doing there? Eh? And normally, party presence in those swing regions. No? Can it tell us anything? Given this time around, we are looking at the candidates and now potential candidates.
I mean, the party or the campaign, or rather say the campaign, to look at their strengths, weaknesses in the if they're not able to gather momentum, the swing regions are after the primaries, no, they will struggle.
Because you are looking at two scenarios. One scenario, a personality tagging the party along. In the second scenario, a party tagging the person along. So, given the figures here, MPP for me and a record in the swing regions, Nanka yetimi hwehwem so hunu party no a presence face of the party in the swing regions now. Then we can begin to drill down. Say, would the party be tagging one candidate along, and now would the candidate be tagging the party along? And also your question now, Trotuo.
No,
Trotuo. Whether one per candidate will be tagging the party along, and a candidate party will be tagging along. Okay, you swing area. In case of runoff, why you are talking about runoff? Runoff as in MPP or would there be a tie or something?
I'm sure the way a Kennedy perform now. First and foremost, the race between Baumia and Alan will be close. And in the beginning, we didn't think it is either of them will cross the 50% plus one. Now, with Kennedy rising in the poll, the likelihood of the runoff is becoming higher and higher each day. Because as Kennedy improves in the polls, it chips away Baumia and Alan's support away from the. If the minds and the views of MPP voters is reflected in the delegate number. So it is very important that we see the rise of Canada Japan, the threat to one-touch victory, any of the two.
The meteoric rise of Canada compared to Japan, the threat to any of the two, Alan Chamate, Baumia, sailing through the 50% plus one mark.
One touch.
The one-touch victory.
Yes. If the views of MPP has head out delegate vote.
Okay. The views of MPP for are reflected in how they vote there.
In the delegate.
Then you can safely say, the rise of Kennedy would more or less prevent a one-touch victory. Okay, so let's find out whether in a runoff, find a Kennedy in Crawford never corner.
And then the most interesting stuff. Yeah.
And the most interesting stuff.
Yes. Let's look at the
runoff DMB AKK.
Let's say among all voters,
among all voters,
but it gives you something. Among all voters, Baumia is 3%. Alan 57%. This one includes NDC voters, floating voters.
Technically, you can say Ghanaians.
Ghanaians. Yes, Ghanaians.
So when there is a vote amongst all Ghanaians between Alan and Dr. Muhammad Baumia, just the two of them, head to head.
This is how it will
Alan 57%, and then 33%.
The
next one.
Affiliates in which we believe there's a correlation between that MPP voters thinking, those of the delegates. That's our belief. only time was wrong. We'll find out why is this so. So if the views of MPP sympathizers reflected in the delegate number and how they vote, we expect, say, Alan will be around 3% according to this poll. This
particular one here.
yes. Then Baumia will be on that type. And it is in the
all
national-
voters 7 to 43.
Yes.
And then MPP affiliates 3 to 47. Either to all voters 7% gap. Alan opens a 7% gap between Baumia.
Yes.
And all MPP affiliates 6% gap.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The other one, 14%.
The other one here, 14 rather.
Yes, 14.
Yes. 14% gap.
Among Ghanaians.
Among Ghanaians, no,
But
Alan opens a 14% gap. Me one Baumia.
Baumia. But among just MP.
And let's see the voting intentions of Kennedy Akomprekwa Japan in Dr. Muhammad Baumia Alan Martin run of MPP affiliates. You are looking to see,
yes,
in the MPP affiliates, no, hit that to you know,
exactly. And this is one of the most important data who may not even look at it. It shows you, say, which candidate natural ally of what candidate.
Tells us
Yes.
which candidate
Yes.
is a natural ally
Of another candidate.
of another candidate.
Yes.
And I also become a nutum. Because global info analytics
And this is not the first
Asia
time.
no,
This is not the first time
a movement to be.
It's not the first time. We did the same analysis in January. I pointed out, say, about 50% of 10 supporters were voting for Alan.
53%
Yes.
at the time.
At the time. And 34 say about no
No
second,
can no vote.
no vote. But fast forward to today, that number has gone up 4%.
From 57 at the time,
50,
53% 90 days ago.
yes,
That's now shot up to
64%.
11 percentage point in just the 90 days.
Yes. You know why?
Tell us.
You know, say Alan lost ground in this polling round.
Yes.
And we believe, said, these people that Kennedy got from Alan, that is
Are
why
coming back home.
are coming back home. That is why the number has gone up significantly. So the data is there, but not many people can see data. So Ken, Alan lost ground to Ken. And when Ken is not in the race anymore, come back to Alan.
So would this surprise anybody in the final analysis? Ken, any Alan, bet me interpret this data and may then say, let's consolidate.
So that is what polling does. And not even Ken, even the DMB camp can approach Ken. Ken, let's sit down and talk.
And pay your uncle.
So
and your comment to be a gang.
So it tells you who you should be talking to. Who is your biggest threat?
Don't come home. I will lie. Hey, come on, don't.
And you see,
you can then tell who can consolidate.
Absolutely. And then you see, it will be much easier from this data for Ken guys to go to Alan than
Much
to move
easier.
them Baumia. Because-
Easier for the team Ken
Yes,
to usher their supporters to join Alan
absolutely.
than to ask them to join DMB.
Because only 21% of Ken supporters said if Ken is not there, Baumia.
Okay, perhaps you share figure no. I see voting intentions of Kennedy Akomprekwa Japan voters in the DMB the Alan Shemati, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia versus Alan Shemati runoff, MPP affiliates.
Yes.
In the case of DMB, also saying, case of DMB, 96%.
Let me explain this.
Okay,
figure.
explain it very well to me.
96% of people who were voting for Bawumia in the first round still went vote for him again in the second round. 4% of them in the second round left him and went and voted for Ken. Alan.
In the runoff, no, 4% of DMB, Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia Crawford, no, deserted Ekoko vote to Alan.
And at the same number,
Every
number. Alan who voted for Bawumia.
So on internet is a crossover.
Tactical voters.
And tactical voters.
Yes.
Do me or do you?
Because it doesn't really make sense.
And for them to be doing this.
Yes.
Stay where you are.
Yes.
Now 4% in now. Then we begin to interpret that of Ken.
Now, if you look at the Ken's block, 15% said if Ken is not in the runoff,
I will not vote.
They won't vote. Right? For Alan, it is 0%. So Alan people, nobody say they won't vote. They will vote.
They will vote. Nemo, they will decide whether to stay with Alan or to join DMB.
Exactly. And the same 0% for Bawumia's camp. So these two blocks are solid. They are firm on their mind.
Firm on their minds.
But it is Alan Ken guys that are wobbly.
And yes, Sinukuso. The Ken the any yujum.
Yes.
The Ken the any yujum no. Interpret my.
So 15% of Ken supporters said they will not vote.
Mm-hmm.
To see it out. But 64% said they will switch camp and vote for Alan. And 21% said they will switch camp and vote for Bawumia.
It's not this data no should be able to help Team Ken to decide if they want to consolidate where to go.
No, in fact, he can decide to defy his base and go and join DMB. But the question is, will they go with him? Okay, Kenya elections. Kama Uhuru Kenyatta signing a pact with Raila Odinga to lend his support using his Kuyu's clan, support the Odinga clan. Uhuru went, and the people didn't go with him. So you must know where your base belongs.
In the case where you are saying, say, Ken's rise as a link to the people moving away from Alan Ken.
There were two phases of Ken support, two phases. From April 2022 till January 2023, he was drawing his support from Bawumia.
Yes.
Because Bawumia kept dropping, and Alan was stable.
Right.
Alan was stable at 41, 40%. This time around, you could see, say, it is Alan that has suffered between January and April. So there are two blocks of voters in Ken's camp.
Those who left
DMB,
6 months ago, and those who left Alan 3 months ago.
Absolutely.
Now, na 64-21.
Because what we have seen is Ken supporters anti-establishment.
Ken supporters are anti-establishment. I see anything.
It means they don't like the incumbency.
So, don't like
the incumbency. The way Ken runs his campaign. In one breath, you can see him attacking some government policies. Another breath, party. So when he attacks the government policies, the people see him as anti-establishment. They like what he does and what he says about that, while he remains within the MP.
Right.
But Alan cannot do that. he hasn't got that liberty, go free will.
Has to be mindful because he's been part of what John Mahama would say the mess.
So Ken, it is that kind of liberty that is giving Ken advantage, be able to draw
direct and free to say whatever.
And people are saying, so those who support Ken are on TV are saying, absolutely not. Because over 20% of Ken supporters have at least a degree.
20% of
Yeah.
Kennedy Japan supporters
Yes, almost
have a degree, tertiary,
tertiary, yes.
can appreciate and comprehend things.
Absolutely. So, and yet, just one said, oh, Oman school, maybe GSS, and I say, Oman school. No, his support is broad-based coalition of various level of education.
Broad-based coalition of anti-establishment.
That's the word.
Ibegu-egu.
That is the word. So people who are not happy with what's going on in the MPP, and they're the ones that are really
That they are crystallizing around Ken.
around Ken, yes.
Because obetimi aka,
Yes.
yana dada bi no nka.
Well, I mean, that is what is really riding him high.
Okay. It's more likely say who take a poll no serious.
It gives you who should be talking to. I mean, they can insult us, but we have given them something.
Because in recent time, uhunu bibi as a namasie intending to knock the head of Ken against Alan. It is a well reading year. Na Ken ubi abe free say oh yeah aspected obeka bibi nanka wo ka ba ko petie Alan a na just enke no ano no. Na just entokwesi.
But in politics, see, we should learn how to have a good debate, good discussion, and still be friends. Sometimes you need to throw some point, make a point. It doesn't mean say you should be enemies. I mean that I've learned from the UK. Say politics is a game that must be fought on a very basic ground. Say things, but there should be a limit. That shouldn't tear you from approaching your opponent.
There's an aspect of it in Susua. So we can say minima and not that significant crash Susua worth mentioning. The appearance of Kabina Ajay Japan in a distant fourth.
Yes.
And Mr. Kala.
It used to be Dr.
Akuto Atupa.
And suddenly he's been overtaken by two people. In fact, he was overtaken by
Japan and Chematin.
Yes.
Wachie Jaku, rather.
So he should also assess his campaign very well because
I will share
sliding.
the stature of Abenaja Japan. Now, Otimi Euremo.
But you know, he's also speaking against establishment. You see, there's some correlation between what he does and what can lead.
He's a bold and a courageous man.
Exactly.
And then he tells us about a new dawn. There's a movement away from the
there
current.
Are small number of voters who are really listening to him.
I'm just looking into the crystal ball. On the eve of the 2007 primaries of the MPP, all the candidates, the Kuku Shiamu, a penny bakufi, a penny no nye candidates, at a party stalwart. Munina Kushiamu honum. Yeni a pramano chrono ba late. And Omunina, yes, and Kianchimano against Alan. And Nipanka Ufris should be the first person to say so, oh, Yen and Chimano. He rather says no on the one Chimano. Mumian Yanko. This time round, no. You are looking at it in terms of say it means anti-establishment and pro-establishment.
I think this election, MPP establishment,
anti-establishment election.
Because if you add Ken supporters and Alan supporters, they outnumber that of.
Yeah, outnumber the establishment candidate.
Yes.
Abibusa who say at what point and now umbetimi consolidate.
That one is for them to decide. I mean,
But we should commend Global Info Analytics to the extent say this present poll. I'm a movement to be a so underground.
you see, beside maybe any scientific little number, no, I know for a fact that when the report comes, they chew on it. Look,
But within 24 hours of the release of the new poll, now the kind of movement at the highest level now, because I'm say, hey, Musa, we are being sir.
oh, see, when you do something that is robust, that is scientific, let's forget about what people say on radio. They know. They know. And you see, the area put out now about 5% of the entire report.
The MP for the Ukraine me 82 constituencies.
There is a lot of data we are holding. We can tell you people who are who say education is more important to them. Who are they voting for?
And those who have this time come to say jobs and then number one. No?
We can tell you the number here. Okay, let me look at the MPP. With regards to the MPP rate, just give me.
Yeah, and you catch on the do business. You didn't say MPP.
MPP primaries issues. 29% of people who said economy is key for them, they went for
29%. 9% of those who said economy here, which top the second bracket.
Almost say.
Bracket.
We could tell you whether they are women or they are men, whether they are young, whether they are young or they are old.
So you can identify who that person is.
Absolutely.
The attributes.
And even what qualification do they hold? Are they ordinary, no education, or senior high, or tertiary? We can't. So all this we haven't put it out there yet too. And 32% of those who mentioned economy went for Alan.
29 to Baumia, and then 32 to Alan. Those who said economy is their best
one priority.
Number one priority.
And 22% of them went for.
The horse race now.
Yes. So this is the evidence that if we were forging the figures, these figures here
would not tally.
Would not tally. Would not tally. They share jobs.
Yes.
Those who mentioned jobs, 28% of them went for Dr. 30% went for Alan. 24% went for Ken.
Because he can provide them with jobs.
So can they be? So people are beginning to link him with
to the provision of jobs or creation of jobs. And at the tail end, you begin to look at the anti-establishment and the pro-establishment.
When you add these two, you can see those who mentioned education, 29% of them went for Bao. 31% went for Alan. 23%.
The DHs are.
Yes.
And we can tell the attributes of such persons.
Yes. We can tell you how old they are, whether they are men or women, what qualification, in fact, whether they are Muslims or even Christians. So you can target your campaign. See, these numbers, there are a lot more.
Remember, the next 10-15 minutes. Now, whether we do appreciate. Now, polling has not been getting me.
No, nowhere in the world. It is still an evolving field. There is modification, amendment. There is. So we are learning.
Right.
We are not new. We may get it wrong. Doesn't mean say a share that.
Exit polling. Nah.
We are planning to do that.
Planning to do exit polling.
Yes.
We are planning to do that. I'm out of it. Petrol.
What we intend to do is that we will not give the results of the exit poll. But what we'll do is we'll tell you who has voted.
It may give us an indication of turnout.
Exactly. Because Muslims, Christians, other sects, male or female, their educational background, will put all those things out.
So they can tell.
And what you can then do is that you can make inferences. You can look at the last opinion poll like published here,
and see whether there's a correlation.
How were the women voting?
So you know the numbers already.
So if women were voting one way and the women came out to vote in their numbers, you can conclude, say, they are likely to vote the way they told you in the last exit poll, in the last final poll. It gives you a clue. For example, if women like DMB, more women like DMB, and on the day there are more women voters, it could point to say DMB be on its way to go home. If you are backed by first-time voters, and on the day there are a lot more young men in the queue voting, it points out the person who led in the opinion poll among first-time voters likely to win that vote.
Give me your phone line, Kakra. Yes, Remo. Namdi Kakana. And I didn't see who I'm smoking in Nibi. And I next year raise debate and so that's what raising it. What you say, I know I can be. What you say, I'm so many can be. And you should be being free. Yeah, you know. Let me afraid was 0302 243540. 0302 243540. And I said 0302 257902. 0302 257902. Now, Global Info Analytics, what the new data here, on the above, what is simple? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
As your first saying,
This is 1D1F.
Ain't you way?
Yo, ADAKABRI. It's my research here, Ghana from Niamey. It's a BMW. Media minimum say, delegates. I have ready say, on the 12 mano. So a big dish on my yenim. Now the Omana could simply pensua on another when the Mbusi. In your analysis, Minano, because GMBO, Baumio, a yay, Alayo, a can a Japo, Obewuni, Bia, Obewuni Biano, Ghana for a bet to Abamano. Didn't say son and another Dabafado. Injuma Paudi, Gusu Trust or Gusu. Oh, my, my day, Ghana, the whole world. The Jayadin, now so another Dabafado, Ninjuma Odino, Onyaye, or Dinjuma. We didn't say Ghana for Obession Papa, because say inflation, you could see the Ebefam. If you have to see the Edna, not true, you could see the Ebefam. Ebedi 2024, not be Bia. Aye, okay. But Ghana for that share so. And to be Dia La, delegates in the Twamano, or the DMP, in himself, I BMW. I don't know Ghana for you, delegates in the America, I'm not talking about the on my end, but I say,
yes, you have the 0302 243540. Good afternoon. Now,
Robon Party, Masomo Pantaman, and to put to Papa.
Mention a
second, so why Papa Boy, for management, on a 20 or by light. Propose to a post of the MP, very near down. Anna Sabo, a quiet percent, some them put it Papa. Can I say, yeah, Papa President Hammer. Anna, would you simply Anna, Papa, and Ramu the news. Papa Hammer, you know, so say, or no. Now, when you're a baby empty, 30 minutes, or the baby vice president, I be organizer. Hey, Papa,
Okay. Now, yeah, I'll line it to come on, you know. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Hey, as of my mini.
Of Odom.
Aye, I mean, TA.
Of Ogo and Navy.
As will be since I'm going to Hano.
Oh, there be anything. O my new you man offer. In a good teacher, and I be more mind than it may tumpo. No, for them for my that on so there. Ghana for. Who so yes. Delegate. Almost today, Bamia must win. It's over. Include the fan candidate. Delegate says maybe it's now, but we have said in the bar. About Bama bring the 18, it's in a year. And in your direction, a baby cry, run off baby. The run of a crab back grandpa. Omuna de rubber card of some among the fan can. I am an idea. That's all the meetings are moving to us.
We so to us 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Amudu.
Into your swear.
Amudu, Rabriz Average Mamma Raja, or from Roman Joy, a Casafiniano.
Into where?
Nanka poor be put number Susan Dama. Honorable Ken, and call Bopa down cry. If a papa Naku could do, no name Madonolia. Mamudu, the Ghana fall a taxi. Any yadi, a Juma yadi say. Honorable Kennedy, Japan, and sir, this is Ghana, and you hope you're able to do in Kama, you know. Yen to be all about in a while, Janahum, or Ghana Mado. No, this is my man in the reasoning now. Locono. The Nya obey, or what could do. I was able to tame in Ka, happy development in the Juma Ghana folk. It's a misplay, MPP folk, delegate. Or choose will be a new paper and will be after. Now, so. One should be a all Majanahum or Manado. ADAKABRI Madasi.
0302 243540. Good afternoon. Nam.
Again, morning,
Aja rem.
Advance election coming. I know the Radia Street. Nature of our church, performing a Jimmy. I'm
Right.
here. Mukamu, that was South and Quanta. On so MP, Untomanum, Amutuma Buja, Mosisa boy. The American say,
Moses Abo.
Mosisa boy. The Amaya analysis to be a fight. And that we are more family of our church, our consumer, and same way, and say,
sorry, no, say on 85.
That one.
Okay.
I'm so near prepa.
Would a dark comedy babbit and a capart in Abaquasamoa? Ubie and snake a shrew, Medeba Torino, Baba. That's a pa. Hey, Torino, we are Michel at Nabaquasam, and to be a Cabibiana, Torino beckoning in natural. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm about to say. At your first saying, they shall be into way.
All the candidates. In case I'm getting it will be changes and any of them will say, or both me check it and or you know. All the candidates, both are former President Mahamano, and almost to know a cost and I say, I check it.
And I was say 0302 243540. Good afternoon. At your first saying, I'm here, me, who you're not way.
Among Sena on it. Because we saw a land in the island, Yabe Kama. I say, let's say, my food, get the air. Oh, no, go come with must win MP become the drug bearer of the party. Over, but that was the part.
I mean, sure, 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
ADAKABRI.
Acha Frosting.
Hello, Jonas.
Hey, from Kerry.
Yes, sir.
Intiwe.
You. I mean, more about so. In fact, Chama incoming Quanta South MP, Honorable Joshua Makubu, currently the regional minister, or Papa. Ne Honorable Eni. Kumewu. By election, Montomano, LST Yawinim.
NS wrong.
NS pa, in fact, Papa no boy Jumao. Boy Juma Papa, NS Yawinim.
I just want to see what Kwaji Basua, a year delegates Nina.
Yes. ADAKABRI. Analysts, Medana Sipa. In fact, last time I buy, or your objective analysis, a Toma Kumaso. One thing I'm picking from the Casa Muni say, what you say last time I buy, now honorable Kennedy Japan, now at least, or is on average. But or appreciate it, a trading, a trade set, kind of one as a delegates of MPP, no, they who in the power honorable Kennedy Japan. Delegates me who say this time, yes, time, Piano leader was Obeti Minor. And until they have to extra delegates for say, it's not about this, it's not about that. Honorable Kennedy Japan, so this say, on this say, you can say 7,000 workers. And look, yeah, you able to I am to say, it might be no, would you one Casa resources, and you create Yamagana for only Kennedy, we need Japan. And see, people say, break it here at ADAKABRI. And me question for Pia apart from Nabu Kennedy Japan. Because one and way Opa or Yagana Fosika, then the price as we speak, he has used his money. What he made to my into a castle of my way to my. Oh, when you know, so first 10 people for say, rather do the Kennedy or Japan. The piano cost you one now, ultimately for Bengana or you do that you come, I'm a
Okay, finally. Good afternoon. Hey, what was sharing?
Oh, Mila.
What was sharing?
Oh, Mira, this is in it, but me a seasonal
It's a one country. We show photo noir, and now we'll share white to be no. We show photo noir and Mafiano. We show photo noir and Mafiano. We show photo noir and Mafiano.
Nancy, cocoa for the way dying. Naka cocoa no mammy done, me no done it.
Oh, I could have wedding in aunt and copper baby now. You are back.
It's ya, Papa, Dr. Mahamud Baumia. Now, if you, Papa, Yenya Bema, some you support your program, no, Yamin Shran Major Power. Yakoya, no share. A young made the only pay out when any best now, or yet another. But this say in man, ya share in mana, not just a nipana or share man because and I'm a work. Na me de say or kind master say, yen say Ghana and man a dog. And she said, what need to put in my not to say, Yama about feeding me and then I want to see me and my man and you be because already no. Oh, baby, I'm a moon so. And if I want the form, and then I'll go into reading or say, cabra for the Ghana for. Let's not say you young classic for your cabra for the answer. Not just a nipana waba or slave vote where you and no or say young Ghana for your young classic for. Now, your papa way, dear. Only Ghana for Casa, who brass, ye, who would the Bibia almost 2 years. It's a mama yen, ya papa, Nanado Danko, who father, near Papa Baumye. Na yentimi embrake it, Ninko,
Hey, against the bag, go. Oh, Debbie. Right, final comments. Quite an in-depth discussions we've had with you. Musa Dankwa. Subsequently, chippings from the block. But for now, they're not DJing.
The next
MP say, and I'm making 82 constituencies.
And now we are also doing some primary will be big concern.
Kumbungu Ras Mubarak.
Yes. They shared.
I Ramadan. As I was saying, whether Muntaka we face a stiff challenger.
Yeah.
Where that raises. Oh, yeah, papa. Papa. Musa. Ubakan say, I'm doing that. Yes, say it to me. A sheer more. Ubako. It was it. And more of such reports, accurate ones, dependable ones, reliable ones. Abeba. People move because of global info analytics.
Yes, you are doing something right.
You are doing something right. This is a machine that me do not play. I'm the cook master. I'm the command me offer us. Nana ko juju antwa. Intellectual analysis presence in this. I'm out date no. I'm do ako na ko juju antwa so juju mu ho no. Let the data flow and let the discerning appreciate and comprehend.
And then somebody challenged me a report to that. Of the studios. And I'm sending a 2020 538 page opinion. 102 538.
Because why are you so assertive? So when you are some of the
data is huge. Anyway.
Okay. Difference here.
No, but the more the challenges, the more we give them more facts for them.
Yes.
Go and read. Come back.
That is if you prefer
reading.
Yada Ura Musa Superior. I got it all wrong. Musa Dankwa. Then I say Achimkwa Numbremu. Nebreu da Hunum. Global Info Analytics Executive Director, and it's no Ajibrenia better where we are. Yashe and normal. More of the data to come, telling us so many things. The Gusunity needs 100.9 FM. It will be a Bekembi. It be Fembia, the more yanti as more. I was some yekan. That Brady, yes, also Nifi. Now a Ulakoku Michael and a Warba. If you know Bessin Diako, DJ. Foreigner and an enenam. Danceable sing-along music and a omodeba and some of the dorsum and a demo. And you mentioned so a great date with a technical production team at the Usu. Foreigner, bra. Usu, baby, and almost quackwaji woman near Frozen bra. Banka Sabra catch them, never mammy description. DJ Ferrier is why silent DJs are but not in the Bacasa. Over camera and Antonio. So that will born your microphones and now also that will that great guy. Onina Ulakoku asa obese nyina tricky nyina just what scratch nyina DJ Foreigner in the studios. Abraham Bantono so you want to say only chain it and come on. They don't know to Foreigner, now what is saying? You've been great.
Thank you.
Only permutations, my idea, papa. Ula done in circle left, him what he wants, or done in Sabah right, him what he wants. Now, no, Lahanewa,